The Zodiac Killer, 1968 to 1971, California. Full documentary script. Introduction. In the late 1960s, the San Francisco Bay Area descended into fear. A mysterious killer struck at random, sending taunting letters, cryptic ciphers, and mocking the police at every turn. He called himself the Zodiac. His crimes were brutal, his messages cold and calculating. And even after half a century, his identity remains one of the greatest mysteries in American crime history. This is the full story of the Zodiac Killer. Let's find out what really happened. The first murders, Lake Herman Road, 1968. It began on December 20th, 1968. High school students David Faraday, 17, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16, drove out to a quiet lover's lane along Lake Herman Road near Benicia, California. Around 11 p.m., another car pulled up beside theirs. The driver got out and fired several rounds from a .22 caliber pistol. Faraday was shot once in the head at close range. Jensen tried to run, but was struck 5 times in the back. No witnesses. No motive. Just 2 young lives ended. And the beginning of a nightmare that would grip California for years. Blue Rock Springs Park Attack, 1969. 7 months later, July 4th, 1969, a new attack. At Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo, Darlene Ferrin, 22, and Michael Mageau, 19, sat in their car late at night. A vehicle pulled up behind them, headlights off. The man approached with a flashlight, then opened fire with a 9mm handgun. Ferrin was killed instantly. Mageau survived despite multiple gunshot wounds. An hour later, a phone rang at the Vallejo Police Department. A calm male voice confessed to both attacks. "I also killed those kids last year. Goodbye." The same man was about to make himself famous, by name. The letters and the first cipher, August 1969. In early August 1969, 3 California newspapers each received an envelope. Each contained a handwritten letter and a piece of a 408-character cipher. The letters began, "This is the Zodiac speaking." He demanded that the cipher be printed on the front page, or more people would die. When solved by a local schoolteacher and his wife, the cipher revealed a chilling confession. "I like killing people because it is so much fun." The Zodiac had declared his obsession, not just with killing, but with fame, puzzles, and power. Lake Berryessa stabbing, September 27, 1969. It was a warm Saturday at Lake Berryessa in Napa County. College students Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were picnicking near the water when a man appeared, wearing a dark executioner-style hood, sunglasses, and a black bib marked with a white cross circle symbol. He claimed to be an escaped convict and tied them up with rope. Then he drew a knife and stabbed them repeatedly. Before leaving, he wrote a message on Hartnell's car door. Vallejo, December 20th, 68, July 4th, 69, September 27th, 69, 6:30 p.m., by knife. Hartnell survived. Cecilia Shepard died 2 days later. The Zodiac had now used a gun and a knife, proving he could strike anywhere, anytime. The taxi driver murder, October 11th, 1969. 2 weeks later, in San Francisco's Presidio Heights, 29-year-old taxi driver Paul Stein picked up a passenger. Minutes later, he was shot once in the head with a 9mm pistol. The killer wiped the cab's surfaces and tore off a piece of Stein's bloody shirt, then walked calmly away into the night. A few days later, the San Francisco Chronicle received another letter. Inside was the torn piece of Stein's shirt. "This is the Zodiac speaking," it read again. He mocked police, describing how they had missed him by minutes. This was his boldest move yet, a murder in a crowded city, with proof in the mail. Escalation, ciphers, threats, and media games, 1969 to 1970. After Stein's murder, Zodiac's letters grew darker. He claimed to have killed dozens more. He threatened to shoot schoolchildren from a bus, calling it killing by remote control. He sent another cipher, the 340-character code, that would remain unsolved for 51 years. When finally cracked in 2020 by cryptographers, it contained no name, only another taunt. I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber. Throughout 1970, more letters arrived. He demanded people wear Zodiac symbols as buttons, sent greeting cards signed with his crosshair logo, and even phoned into a local TV show, taunting investigators live. The Bay Area was living under fear and fascination. The investigation and suspects. Hundreds of officers from Vallejo, Napa, San Francisco, and the FBI worked the case. They compared handwriting, collected fingerprints, analyzed paper and ink. Over the decades, more than 800 suspects were investigated. The most famous was Arthur Lee Allen, a former teacher and convicted child molester. He owned weapons similar to those used, and reportedly referred to himself as Zodiac. But his fingerprints, handwriting, and later DNA did not match the evidence. Other suspects have included Rick Marshall, Lawrence Kane, and more recently, deceased Air Force veteran Gary Francis Post, though none have been proven. The lack of solid physical evidence left detectives chasing shadows. Why it remains unsolved. Despite decades of effort, the Zodiac case remains officially open, but cold. The reasons are clear: scattered jurisdictions, lack of witnesses, evolving forensics, and Zodiac's intelligence. Every new technology, from fingerprint databases to DNA genealogy, brings hope, but so far, no confirmed match has surfaced. Theories and speculation. Who was the Zodiac killer? Some say a brilliant psychopath obsessed with power and publicity. Others believe there were multiple killers. Some think Zodiac was connected to law enforcement or the military due to his codes, gun expertise, and precision. The most haunting theory of all, he might have simply stopped or died, never realizing his legend would outlive him. Cultural impact and legacy. The Zodiac killer changed America's relationship with fear. He turned murder into communication, a deadly game with the press and the public as his audience. Movies, books, and documentaries continue to explore his story, from the 2007 film Zodiac to countless true crime podcasts. His ciphers inspired cryptographers for generations. His symbol, the cross circle, remains one of the most recognizable marks in criminal history. Conclusion: he taunted the police, terrorized a city, and became a legend, but his true name remains a secret. The Zodiac killer may have vanished into history, but his mystery lives on, a riddle that refuses to die. Who was he? A genius killer? A lunatic craving fame? Or someone we'd never suspect? Until his identity is revealed, the Zodiac will never truly rest. End the case. If you found this story intriguing, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Yes True Crime, where we explore the world's darkest mysteries, unsolved murders, and forgotten legends. Turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.